The dreaded glucose screening test. I'm really thirsty. One of her extremities, again, not sure which it is. We can go pass. I don't think I ever talked about this on the vlog, but I wanted to fill you in on my experience. I felt very shaky. Oh, hello friends. It's a little dark in here, I do apologize, but Jack and I just ran through the game plan for tomorrow's appointment. And tomorrow's appointment is the dreaded glucose screening test. Is that what they call it? If you're doing the two tests, there's the screening one and...
I have to do two or just the one?
And the tolerance test. So this is the screening one. We're screening me for it. And if I don't pass, this is the 1 hour test. If I don't pass, there's a 3 hour test. And basically you drink, I think it's a little bit more of the drink, and you can't eat for like 3 hours after. I can't survive not eating for 3 hours in general, but like you only having that in your belly. Oh my gosh, my heart goes out to y'all if you had to do that one. But since I've last talked to you guys regarding this test, when I learned about it at the 24-week, I've referenced a few articles, and I also at our 24-week appointment talked to my doctor about all the instructions, and they do highly recommend eating a normal breakfast before. Nothing super sugary, but just what you would typically normally eat if it's not Eggo waffles or stuff like that. And then I've also read a few articles about what's recommended to eat or anything that helps pass this 1 hour screening test. I'll leave the one that I liked the most down below. It was just very easy to digest. It's on whattoexpect.com. But based on those things, Jack and I went over the game plan for tomorrow. From the timing of when to eat and drink the thing, and then not eat or drink anything after, going in for the appointment, all of that stuff. It might not sound like a big deal for people who have already gone through this test, but there's a lot of details to hammer out, especially if you want to eat beforehand.
If your appointment is at like 7 bajillion early in the morning.
Exactly. Like, depending on the time of your appointment. And for me personally, it's the early appointment that is really throwing us through a loop.
Mac is not a morning person, for those of you who are just joining us.
Yes, they know by now I am not a morning person. A lot of people assured me, although I can't say I was worried about how I'm not a morning person when we have a kid. I just assumed that it's part of the territory and I would quickly become a morning person. But people have assured me who are previous not morning people that you don't even notice it. Like with your kid, you're just like, well, this is the time I wake up anyway, so it's fine.
That's nice.
Ow! Oh my gosh.
She really kicking?
Yes! Literally, you guys, she does this thing. I think this is one of the first vlogs where I'm gonna say she. Like, I'm actually just gonna keep that in. Yeah, so this vlog is coming out after. Okay, so she, when she is in this position, look at this, this is nuts, my stomach right now. She likes to lay sometimes like this. I don't know if her head is here or her head is here, but I just know her body is doing this of some sort. And the worst kicks are when one of her extremities, again, not sure which it is right here in like the crease. So like it's at the edge of my belly or my uterus and a leg. Like it's that crease, you know? So when she kicks it, it's like the worst. Anyways, here's the game plan. I have to start drinking the sugary drink at 6:40 in the morning. I have to finish it within 5 minutes. Not super worried about that. Pretty good at chugging some things from back in my day.
Wow. Tell them about the old Easy E days.
No. Our daughter's gonna watch this one day. So that means that I have to get in my breakfast of choice before I start drinking that drink, because I can't drink or eat anything after I drink the glucose drink until I get my blood draw at 7:45. Gotta finish the drink at 6:45 a.m. Blood draw at 7:45, and then I can do whatever I want. So, Jack and I are going to rise at 6:40. I'm explaining this all now because I will not be able to explain this.
No, we are not rising at 6:40.
Oh, you're right.
We're rising at 6.
We're rising at 6. I'm explaining this all now because at 6 o'clock I will not be explaining this at all.
It's 7:51 p.m. and we cannot explain.
It's literally, I can't. So we will rise at 6 together. We will come into...
You're gonna wake up early with me.
I don't have a choice,
Oh, I'm so excited.
But I'll hydrate a little bit. I'll start sipping a little bit of coffee. I'm just gonna do coffee with almond milk tomorrow, but I'm not even adding sugar to it.
Look at you.
I know. For our breakfast of choice, and again, the article that I'll link down below gives you specific breakfast ideas, which are really great. We're gonna do 2 eggs scrambled with broccoli and cheddar cheese in it, and a mini yogurt bowl of plain Greek yogurt with some strawberries on top. I'm not gonna add my usual honey to it. I'm gonna do 5% Greek yogurt, so it's nice and creamy, and then the strawberries themselves are gonna act as the sweetness to it.
It's gonna be really nice.
It's gonna be really nice. That's gonna be, I think, harder for me to get down than the drink in the morning initially, just because it's gonna be early for me, and then by that time I'll have that food in my system and the coffee. I'll be able to start drinking the drink at 6:40, and we'll go from there. We'll finish it at 6:45 like I said. I'll go in, get my blood draw at 7:45, and then I have a regular 28-week appointment tomorrow after the blood draw, which I'm not entirely sure what we're gonna do. I know last time they measured my belly, so I'm in the whole belly measuring phase of everything, which is nice. And then Jack and I are going to, unbeknownst to him in this current moment, help me brainstorm some questions that I have. We were not prepared for the 24-week, and I forgot a couple of things. We got what we needed from it. I just got home and I was like, oh, I was gonna ask her about this. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask her about this, but we just literally didn't do our brainstorming. I wonder how long it takes to get the glucose back, the test results. It's gonna be days. I've seen women get it in days.
Maybe that's a question we can ask you.
See, these are questions that we can ask at 28 weeks.
This is good.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Tonight, you guys, Jack made, well, it was kind of like midday. He redeemed himself. I don't think I ever talked about this on the vlog because I loved it. I loved it anyway. But for my birthday, the cake that I requested that Jack make me, I was craving a lemon blueberry treat. It really didn't matter what it was. Like, it could be a loaf, it could be like a bread, it could be cupcakes, like lemon blueberry. Like, that combo is just like so good with like an icing or something. And he cooked it in a pan that we had never used before. And the pan is fully ceramic. And that's the #1 thing that went wrong. And we didn't really figure it out until like way later, right?
Yeah, your boy made the mistake of not heating up the ceramic pan in the oven.
We figured that out the hard way, but he redeemed himself. He recooked it tonight. He remade it for me tonight, and oh my gosh, it fell apart. I promise it's still so freaking good.
So mistake number 2.
That's mistake number 2. We're learning.
All the blueberries sunk to the bottom, and so it didn't hold structure.
There we go, yeah.
Yeah, so it just kind of, it fell apart, but it's cooked all the way through, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And it's super tasty.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, and the top, like,
it's nice and crusty. Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, it's so tasty.
It's really, really good, you guys. But now I'm staring at it, and I'm definitely not gonna have any for the rest of the night.
At least on the camera.
I won't, I promise. I can get with this drink.
Oh, it smells like Sprite.
Yeah, let's look at this. Maybe good. I just really want to chug water. Like, I'm really thirsty. And like afterwards, I just felt like there was just a lot going on in my stomach, you know?
Yeah.
Felt like a race to get food in there and then drink something really quickly. I'm really glad I did have time to eat before, because that wouldn't have sat very nicely without anything in my belly.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been too good, huh?
No. We have our questions this time, feeling a little bit more prepared. I wanted to ask what level they look for, like, once I get it back. I don't actually know. Thanks for making all my food, baby.
Absolutely.
Do you think I'll pass?
I think you're gonna pass.
I hope I pass. That would be devastating. Let's go get this blood draw so I can have my water and sip the rest of my coffee.
So do you have a blood draw and then immediately to your appointment?
Yeah, so we go from the blood draw floor down or up to the OB floor.
Nice.
Right after.
That's awesome.
I have to tell the receptionist at the blood floor that I'm here for a gestational, and they told me to tell the receptionist that I need to have it drawn at 7:45 on the dot, and then I can drink all of my water. Hello friends, it's the next day, and I meant to do an update yesterday, but honestly by the end of the day I was not feeling up for it, and I wanted to wait until I potentially got the results. The blood lady said I should have them by the end of the day yesterday, and then my doctor said that they could take till today. So by the time I went to record, I was just super zonked. But I wanted to fill you in on my experience. It was not terrible, so I'll just get that out of the way. It absolutely wasn't. I didn't think that it was going to be. I was more so concerned with the logistics in the morning, because I did want to get food in my system first, and I do not usually eat that early in the morning, you know? But I would say after consuming the food and drinking the drink, I just felt like I had a lot going on in my stomach, really. But it's hard to tell if at that point it was the super sugary drink or the fact that I just had scoffed a whole meal and chugged an entire drink within like 30 minutes or something like that, when again my stomach is usually very empty at that time in the morning. But nothing too bad. And then by the time we got to the doctor's office, I was just very thirsty because it just was like a lot of sugar. But I felt pretty good, felt fine, got my blood draw, and then after we had our normal 28-week appointment. And I won't go into detail about the very specific list of questions that we had, but what I will say is that having a list of questions prepared and ready to go through with the doctor is so helpful. And there are no stupid questions, absolutely none. So I would just say the night before, prepare a list of questions. We usually do that, and we started doing that in the IVF and just fertility clinic days whenever we would have follow-ups with our doctor and stuff, and it just kept things organized. And I felt like every time I left an appointment or a follow-up appointment, I had everything that I was wondering answered. So it was just a really good feeling overall to have my questions answered. But then when we got back to the apartment, I forget exactly when. Let me look at the timestamps. My blood draw was at 7:45, so almost exactly an hour after that is when I felt very shaky. And at that point I could drink and eat anything I wanted, but I just really didn't feel like it. But I forced myself to eat some watermelon because that's the only thing that sounded good, because it was cold and juicy, and it actually did help a lot. But I was definitely coming down from the sugar. I definitely felt like I was crashing. And then only about 40 minutes after that, I was done shaking. Like, it was very wild. The come down was pretty intense, but nothing terrible, nothing absolutely awful. And then I actually ended up getting my results around like 1 p.m. or 2 p.m., which is like a lot earlier than I thought I would. And you guys, I passed. I'm so excited. What really did suck though is that the rest of the day I just gradually started feeling more blah, like my body had just been through a lot. It was like not necessarily complete nausea, but just like this blah feeling in my stomach. I guess that's what I can describe it. My body just felt like it was just screaming at me to lie down, but I had so much to do yesterday, and all I did want to do was just veg. But I know I couldn't have relaxed with the things that I needed to do yesterday if I were just trying to relax, you know? It's not really relaxing when you're like thinking of all the things that you need to be doing. And then I'd say the worst blahness or sickness that I felt really happened in the evening. Before we went to bed, Jack turned to me me and was like, are you okay? And I was like, no, like I just do not feel very good at all, which really sucked because I planned on either celebrating with some type of dessert, probably Jack's like lemon blueberry cake, you know. I was gonna celebrate with something like that, or if I was still waiting for the results, squeeze in some desserts and stuff like that before I got the results. But I could not do it. I literally couldn't do it. I didn't even want anything sugary by the end of the day. So today I will be celebrating. I slept like a rock last night. I was exhausted, and then today I feel like residual tiredness. Nothing I can't work through though. I think honestly, yeah, I had a lot going on yesterday and stuff, but honestly there have just been more and more of these types of days as I enter the 3rd trimester, which I fully expected. I do feel that 2nd trimester energy kind of fading away a little bit, and just more blah pregnancy days, but nothing I'm not super grateful for, as you guys know. And also you can save your comments for anyone who's about to comment. It's gonna get worse. Not helpful. Literally just stop typing. But anyways, my friends, that is going to be it for today's vlog. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did and you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, make sure to do so down below. I upload videos like these every single week. All of my socials are also linked down below in case you want to follow me on all of those, and I will catch you in the next one, my friends. I'll see you later. Bye. Hippo, literally chill out. She's nuts.